This is what happens when you have your studio in your house and no one respects the fact that you have a studio in your house. Let me show you this. Hold on here. I wanna just hold on here. There we go. Look, I want to show you something here. Look at this. This is what's on the floor of my studio, which I try to keep very clean. So I got a pile of emojis here. Why I have a pile of emojis, I do not know. Over here, I've got some old coats. I mean, it's the middle of summer, but I have a pile of old coats here and like tons of bags of popcorn. I don't know what's up with that. Over here, I have an ice cooler. I don't know, whatever. And then bags of like snacks. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why this has become a storage area. And then my son's hockey bag over here. So, you know, I don't really know. Why this is the case. But you know what? That's for another episode. Because in today's episode, I am going to focus on one specific viewer who wrote in and wants some help with his marketing, and that's what I'm going to give him. And I think it might be relevant to you as well. So stay tuned. Good Marc TV morning. I got an email a little while ago from a viewer named Jarris Fuller from Brisbane, Australia. And let me tell you about Jarris. Jarris is a private investigator. Now, I'm not sure if he's like the Magnum PI kind or not, but what I do know is that he's going after a lot of different groups. He'll follow that cheating spouse around. He'll follow that guy who might be trying to deceive the insurance company. But what he really wants is corporate and government accounts, the big paying accounts that give him the work that he seems to love. But he's having a bit of trouble. He's having some trouble reaching out to them and really positioning himself as the premium source in his industry. So, you know what, Jarris, today's your day because we're gonna dive right in. I took a look at your stuff and look, I made notes. Can you believe it? Look at this. I made notes for you, Jarris. So we are gonna jump right in and I'm gonna give you some ideas and some tips. And you know what? If you're watching this and you're not Jarris, which there's a good chance you're not, but if you're watching this and you're trying to go after a niche market, I think there's some good stuff here that might help. So let's jump right in here. I wrote down, I got 7 things I'm gonna cover for you here. So number 1, Jarris, and this goes for anyone, I want you to develop a USP, that being a unique selling proposition. Now, the thing is, you have to understand that in any industry, there's people who do exactly what you do. They probably have the same education, the same training, perhaps even the same experience. So my question to you is, what do you do differently? What can you bring to the table that they can't? Do you have some unique experience, whether it be life experience, professional experience, whatever it is? What can you do that they can't? Or is there a way that you do it different from them? That's important. It's important for you to develop that and really understand what makes you unique, because if you don't understand what makes you unique and special, I guarantee you no one else is either. Number 2 is I want you to create a strong brand identity. Now, basically that's branding. And with regards to you, Jarris, I like your logo. I think it's kind of cool. I'd stay with that. What I might suggest though, is because you are in fact the product and the service, instead of using those initials that you have in your logo now, here's a picture of your current logo this is what it looks like. Here we go. So instead of staying with these initials, maybe you should think about developing something where it encompasses your whole name. Just something to think about. As well, I want you to focus on the colors you use. You want something strong and dynamic. I'm thinking red, maybe green, not really sure. You got to play with it, but certain colors make us feel certain ways, and that I'll cover that more in another episode. But the colors you use, the fonts you use, your logo, all that stuff, it invokes certain feelings and emotions and kind of portrays you in a certain way. So you really need to develop that strong brand identity. Number 3 is I want you to create a smoking hot business card, okay? Now, I don't know what your business card looks like now, and for those of you who aren't Jarris, I'm not really sure what your business cards look like, but what I'm gonna tell you is this. A lot of people are gonna say, you know what, don't waste money on a business card. You don't need it. We live in an electronic world. People will just enter you in their contact list or add you to their LinkedIn list. No, you know what? That's only part of it. Because I can tell you, when you hand a business card to someone, for that 2 or 3 seconds that they're looking at it, it's going to say a lot about you. Everything from the way it feels, the way it looks, the colors, the fonts, everything. It's going to hit people on a conscious and subconscious level. It's going to say a lot about you before they've even met you or talked to you, especially if they take that business card and hand it off to somebody else. See, you're not going to be there to kind of support what's on that card. They're not going to look at the card and then look at you because you may not be there. So that card has to do all the selling for you. It has to be clear, concise, and definitive in why that person should call that number or write you that email finding out about how you can help them. So really focus on that business card. Don't go cheap. Use some decent card stock. Maybe go with a matte laminate or embossing or foil. I don't know. Go to town, but please, anybody from any industry, don't cheap out on the business card. It could be your greatest marketing tool. Number 4, and this one's really aimed at you, Jarris. I want you to have a smoking hot website. All right, now, Jarris, I did look at your website, and where do I begin? Okay, let me just start with this. If your website was a building, this is what I would tell you to do. Yeah, that's right, Jarris. It is a tough website to look through. Look at this. Pages and pages of text. And you cover everything and anything. I mean, you've got cartoons in there, Jarris. Cartoons mocking your own profession, and yet you're trying to go after corporate and government accounts. You're trying to position yourself as a serious, top-of-the-line private investigator, and you're putting jokes and cartoons. In some professions, that could work. In yours, and for your situation, I would say absolutely not. Pull that crap off. You've also got like a lot of how-to articles and things like that. Really, you know, you're going after a market, I believe, of people who would not want to do those things themselves. That's why they're calling you. All right, there's a difference between, you know, kind of providing information to draw people in and position yourself as an expert and empower them, and then they build on that and eventually call you for the big jobs. Yeah, I get it. But for you, Jarris, I think that you need to make it very clear what you can do for others, not what they can do for themselves. Now, in addition to that, I also noticed you've got a video on there, and yeah, here it is. Here's the video. Now, I'm not really sure what you paid for the video, or if you paid anything or did it yourself, but if you did pay for it, I guarantee you, you pay too much. This video is awful. It is a total waste of everybody's time to watch, and on top of that, you bury it deep in the bowels of your website. And I got to tell you, with a video like that, maybe it should be buried deep in the bowels of your website. It's pretty bad. So what I would suggest is scrapping that video and shooting a new video, something with you in it, where you clearly talk about who you are, what you can do, and what you can bring to the clients, how you can help them solve their problems. I mean, that's really what business is, right? You're trying to help people solve their problems. Put that on the homepage, and don't go cheap, okay? Don't just do the freaking, you know, the camcorder in the backyard thing, okay? Spend some money, get it done properly. Number 5 is your LinkedIn profile. Now, I did check out yours, and here it is for the world to see, Jarris, and I don't really understand it. I don't get it. You know, I read your summary, and I'm not really sure if you are looking for more business or not, if you're semi-retired or not, if you spend too much time in the office but want to get out of the office. It's really confusing. Also, too, for searchability, it's a little weak. I would definitely put in more keywords in there. So, for example, private investigator or investigative services, Australia, things like that. Put in those words. So if someone's searching for a private investigator in Australia, your name will come up, okay? You really got to put a lot of time and effort into creating a LinkedIn profile that works. Also, with that video we talked about, put that in there as well. Not the crappy one, but the new one I know you're going to shoot. Number 6, Ferris. I know in your LinkedIn profile it says you don't get out of the office much, but I want you to do yourself a favor. Get out of the office. That's right. I want you to join every organization and association, public, private, government, you name it, those organizations that can get you in the same room as individuals who have the ability to hire you for your services. I want you in the same room as those who can say, Jarris, we need your help. We need you to solve a problem. And I'm the guy who can hire you to do it. That's what I want. I don't know why any private investigator would be in an office anyway. Everything's going on outside the office. So Jarris, take my advice, get the heck out of the office, start rubbing shoulders with people who can actually use your services. And of course, when you see them, you're gonna reach in your pocket and hand them that badass business card, right? And number 7, and you knew this was gonna creep up at some point, I'm talking about social media. And Jarris, I can tell you, this is one of the few things you're doing right, because I couldn't find your LinkedIn profile, I couldn't find your Facebook profile, which is totally fine and totally cool. Because I think for your line of work, that's not where you want to be, especially when you operate in a sort of under the aura of confidentiality. That's important. I don't want you spilling the beans to everyone and talking about what you're doing. And the truth is, I don't think they do either. So you know what? I would focus on LinkedIn, your website, the business cards, and getting out of the office. That is what I believe is the right combination for you to reach the kinds of people you want to reach. So with that, I hope it's giving you something to think about, something to run with. And if you're not Jarris, if you're not a private investigator, but you're going after that niche market, really I want you to think about which marketing tools will allow you to reach the people you want to reach, because that's what it's all about. And then when you reach those people, having that clarity in your message where you can tell them exactly how you can solve their problems. That's what it's all about. So with that, if you have a question or want to know something or want some help, hey, you know what? Just comment down below. You can send me stuff too. Send me your business card, send me your catalog, send me a link to your website. And you know what? I have no problem taking a look at it and sharing my thoughts. After all, I do bring like 25 years of marketing experience. So if you want some no holds barred opinions and ideas to help you run your business better, throw them at me and I'll respond. That's how I roll. You know that. So with that, I'm Marc Gordon. You've been watching Marc TV, and I'll see you next time. Hey, it's me again. Did you like this episode? Did you learn something? Did you get something out of it? Yes, I know you did. So if you want to know more, if you want to know each time a new Marc TV episode goes live, all you have to do is click subscribe down below and you will be magically notified through the power of the internet each time a new episode goes live. So click subscribe and I will see you soon.